This is Michelle Hickson, and I am introducing you to the procedure of how to sign on to your assignments using CengageNow. We've had a little bit of difficulties in the past, so I'm going to walk through a couple of steps that I found are best practices to make sure you have a seamless entry onto the computer. You'll notice in your textbook section that you have something called a course key. This is a specific course key that is associated with your account that will give you to your assignments. Now, although your sign-on information is located in the textbook, I'm going to encourage you to sign in a little different way. I found that this prevents a lot of errors with typing or anything of that nature, and I'm going to suggest that you go up to your Student Resource tab. When you sign on to your Student Resource Center, this is the item that you are either using through your orientation or you have access to on your Blackboard area. You have something that says My Logins. When you click on that, you will access eAchieve Student Tools. Now I've chosen a login of a student outside of our class. When you sign in, of course, under My Logins, you're going to see accounting. My suggestion, however, is you want to go ahead and highlight the username, copy and paste it into the sign on along with the password. When you click in, you're going to go ahead and sign in. You're going to see a picture of the book, and you're going to have something that says have another product to register. You're going to want to go ahead and copy and paste the course code from your textbook tab into this area here and hit register. Once you get the CengageNow document, you'll want to go ahead and click into open with your, once you register, you'll be able to click on that and access the assignments. And I'll go ahead and show you what those assignments look like. And when you sign into them, you're going to see basically CengageNow and the assignments. And I have them labeled in the specific week and what it basically is. So you'll have the weeks, whether they're a formative assignment or a summative assignment, and the due date. You will notice that the due date does say June 13th. This is a full year class. However, this class does end in January. However, we set this up so we don't have it automatically closing if we need to go back and redo some items. Your due dates are just as they are listed in the pace chart. This is just an area that we had to continue, and we'll be seeing some of this continued in semester 2. So hopefully once you go in, you'll be able to click on a take button. You'll be able to start the assignment now. One of the things you'll want to make sure to do is that you have two choices in the assignments. I'm going to go to assignment 2 because the first one is actually just a video. And that is once you hit assignment now, you're going to go ahead and find that you have the question numbers are over in the corner. I give you particular questions that can connect with the actual book. When you're in the book, you'll notice that they're called Practice Exercise 11A. And you see at the bottom of each of these assignments, there's something that says check my work. You are able to go ahead and attempt the work, check the work, see if something's wrong. There's some really nice help in here as far as clicking back into the ebook from this location, showing the area where the information is provided, as well as what we call animated example exercises, where you actually have a screencast of how to do the problem. So there's a lot of support here on this. You definitely want to check your work, and then you also want to save. If you haven't completed all of the assignments on the left, you need to make sure you hit save before you leave. When you are completely done, you've checked your work, you then submit the assignment for grading. Please keep in mind that this is a manual system, meaning I have to go into the CengageNow, look at your work, and that is why there are instructions in your assignment saying for you to write down that you are finished, and I can transfer that information over. So please follow those instructions, and we can walk through how to access this. You also see your score up in the top corner. When you are finished, it'll give you your score. I'm going to demonstrate the submission part of the Cengage assignment. For example, on your dashboard, we're going to look in weeks 2 to 7. Click on that. And we have our formative week 2 assignment. We're going to click on that. Now remember, you're already in Cengage. You do your work, you submit your assignment, you get your score. In your instructions within your dashboard, it says remember to click on check my work for immediate feedback on how well you completed the assignment. When completed, open the BB9 assignment, which we just did, and type ready to grade. And what that means is you're going to type right in box 2, and you're going to say this is ready to grade. And when you do that, you'll have the waiting to be graded in your grade center so you can remember whether or not you did the work. That way it helps you keep in mind that you've done your work already, as well as notifying me that it's time for you to go ahead and do it. Now, of course, it's saying error because I'm not a student, but that's how you would be setting that up. So just to remind you of what we just went through, that number one, you're going to go ahead and you're going to use the Student Resource Center. You're going to click onto My Logons. You're going to copy and paste your sign-on and password into the link, into the Cengage link. You're going to click on the ebook. You're going to click on register for another class using this code. You're going to type in this code, better yet, copy and paste the code. CengageNow will appear and you can then access your assignments.